Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is Tango on the Moonlight server. We got a little bit of iron. Just a little bit. Look at that scoreboard on the right. We now have over 40,000 iron blocks in about 5 days. Can't complain with that. Yeah, we got 12 double chests full here, and I just started doing this one back here. It is crazy. We got this little storage down here, but this is just absolutely pathetic. We have to check it like twice a day. I'm just afraid it's going to overflow, because again, I still don't have overflow protection in. This thing would take about probably a day and a half to fill up, so completely inadequate, as mentioned on the side. So, as promised last episode, we have got a project today that is going to be insane. I'm going to be honest with you, this is probably going to take 2 episodes because I don't want to jump too much, and there's a lot to do. I have been gathering resources for 2 or 3 days now. Look at the chest. Yeah, we're going to use all these, and I think that might not be enough. I got my redstone-y stuff over here. We need a lot of hoppers for what we're doing here. I got an ender chest, and let me show you where we're at here. We are right, we can see, I got the super jump. I got a couple beacons set up back in the back there. I got haste and jump, and that is because we are going to be digging a hole in the side of this mountain, a fairly large hole. So that's the first thing we're going to do. Oh, look at them pouring down. And we're going to inside here build a absolutely ridiculous iron storage and bulk crafting and iron golem death show, you name it. Anything related to the Iron Titan is going to be done in there, and I'm super excited about it. So, first thing we got to do, dig a hole, and then once that's done, I will explain what's going to happen. There is definitely something therapeutic about digging out a room this size with efficiency 5 and haste 2. It's quite enjoyable. I love it. And this did not take long at all. This is the size we're working with here. It's probably a little bit too big now that I think about it, but not much. Not much. So, where to begin here? Where to begin? I've got some big plans for this room here. I guess... Did you see the little skeleton go through the window up there? Hey, buddy. Oh, I don't have any arrows. I guess he will live again another day. Let me go through some of the plans here. What I'm going to do. I'm not even sure really where to begin here. It's probably not going to make sense until I start building some stuff. But let me give you a really quick high-level overview. This right here is the spot, the center of the golem drop 3x3 shaft up there where the golems drop down. So right up there. So if I wanted to just let them keep going straight down, they're going to fall pretty much right there. And that's kind of why I center the room in this fashion, because that's exactly what I want. I want them to come down right there. So you're going to come down these stairs here, enter the mountain, come down these stairs, and the focal point of the room is obviously still going to be golems falling and being burned and dying. When they drop their iron, the iron's going to come over here to the front a little bit. It may actually have to hook around a little bit or something, but there's going to be one of those 3x3 glass elevators in the front, so you'll still easily be able to see the golems kind of set back a little bit, and then you're going to see the constant flow of iron going straight up. So that's going to be that. Now, after that, we're going to have, like, standing right here or so, we're going to have a crazy bulk crafting system where you pretty much turn on a system right here, and there's going to be 16 dispensers this side and 16 dispensers this side with a row of packed ice, with water on packed ice. And those dispensers are going to kind of be up higher, like, I don't know, maybe like 10 blocks above where we are here. So they're going to be spitting items out at a crazy fast rate, 32 droppers, I should say. And they're going to fall down into the ice and then come funneling in. And I'll be standing here with like a crafting table below me. So iron ingots or iron bars are just going to be flooding in here. I'm going to try and get it to the rate where it's basically coming in at the rate at which I can craft blocks. And once the system's all done, I'll go over how this bulk crafting system's going to work. But it's basically you're going to be able to just craft an iron block in about, like, say, like 4 or 5 seconds, and just keep going as much as you want without ever having to deal with inventory issues. So it's going to be quite nice. And then after that, you're going to take your iron blocks from your inventory, and there's probably going to be like a little hole with the hopper or something. I've actually got a little idea of how to suck up the items super fast. And then, so the item blocks are then going to go probably underground somewhere. I'm not sure. There's going to be like a big giant silo over here, maybe over there. I'm not sure. Hello, chunk loader. Yeah, so I'm not sure which side, but that's probably going to be a next episode thing. We're not even going to get that far. So, where to begin? Let's see. I think I'm going to start building up where the golems may drop down, just to kind of get a point of reference and maybe stub out where the droppers are going to be. There's going to be a whole ton of redstone up in the back there, which I'll start going over in a second about what it's going to do. Yeah, it's going to be cool. Oh man, this is going to be a big project. I underestimated. All right, I underestimated in a couple ways. One, I needed to go higher because I started laying stuff out here, as you can see, and my ceiling needs to be much bigger. I'm kind of in trouble because up there, like 3 more blocks up there, is the top of the mountain, and it's going to poke open the sky. So I can do some terraforming if necessary, but pretty much got to fit it inside here. And I know that looks like a massive area, but wait till I show you what I got in mind for the storage for this. All right. The other thing I miscalculated on was this. I have been busy chopping trees. Graph loaned me a whole bunch of logs. I got some from ZF. Yeah, that's a lot of trees right there. So that's what we're going to be using for storage. That doesn't count the storage for the iron blocks either, which I still don't even know what my full plan is on that yet. So yeah, that's going to be huge too. So probably like another 1,000 chests for that. Who knows? All right, moving on. We got a little bit more progress here. Not, just to kind of lay things out so I can kind of explain how this is going to work a little bit better now. So the iron golems are going to pop down back here. I'm going to finish all this up, make it look all acceptable. You know how that works. Little glass front and everything. And then right here is going to be this little 3x3 glass is going to be my item elevator. I'll show you how that's going to work, and that's going to take the iron bars that come out of the golems, go up there and take them way up top there. And I may actually take the item blocks up there too. That depends on how I do this return system here. And then over here is the bulk crafter Uber 9000. Basically, this thing is going to be crazy. 32 droppers. You come over here, you turn this switch on, and those guys are going to go into crazy hyper spit them out mode, and iron bars are going to be spitting out there at a crazy rate, falling down, and they're going to fall into the water streams here. And so I'm going to be standing here just getting completely flooded with iron bars. And I'm going to kind of sit here and just go 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, craft 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and you get the idea. So once I get rocking, I think I'll be able to take out like 64 blocks in about 4 or 5 seconds. We'll see. Maybe even quicker. So yeah. And I think I got the reason I got the droppers up higher. I think I may even go up a little bit higher. But again, I got to be careful because I'm running out of space up there. But the more... Hello. The snapshot and the chunk loading is so broken. Got it out. Stop that. So the higher this is, I think the better it'll look when the droppers are spitting out iron bars, because you'll kind of have this like shower of iron bars, just like a sheet falling down. And I think that might look pretty good. So I might see if I can go up a little bit higher, but if not, even that'll look decent, I think. So next step, so we've got a lot to do here. I've got to do the storage, which is going to be interesting, and I might build out a slice of that and then start explaining how the storage is going to work. I've got to do a ton of little separate redstone systems up there. I got to have an item distribution system that's going to evenly distribute items. I'll explain how that works. An item splitting system, a cutoff system that's going to turn the system off. All kinds of stuff is going to be up there. I have no idea if I'm going to be able to fit it or not. Yeah, we got work to do. All right, I'm probably going to do a slice of the storage now and explain how that works. Welcome to Insanity. Yeah, this is probably going to be a little bit overkill, but I want to store every piece of iron that this farm is going to give me, and I don't want to have overflow. So, we're going big. This is one slice, one of 32 slices, one for each dropper. So, all of this is storing iron for one dropper. Now, the reason we're doing this in this crazy fashion, there's tons of hoppers, is because when I turn this thing on, I want to be able to let it keep on going as long as I want. And what that means, one hopper feeding into that dropper would not be able to keep up with the rate at which I'm going to need to spit out iron bars to meet the rate at which I'm going to craft them. So to do that, we need to be able to jam iron bars into that dropper at twice the speed of a hopper. Basically, I need to have double hopper rate going in there because that's how fast I'm going to need to spit them out. Like 5 of them every second or so. So, yeah, you can see we got a hopper there pointing to the back and then 2 there. So that's already going to give us 2 hoppers pointing in. Now, this entire crazy lattice work or matrix of hoppers and chests it's impressed, I could tell the sounds, is all done in a way to meet that double flow requirement, okay? So if you'll see, it might be a little dark here, but every chest is going to be flowing in a pattern so that no matter where the iron, this is hard to explain, where the iron goes, that chest right there will always have 2 chests flooding into it. So as iron comes down, I honestly don't know what the priority will be on the hoppers, but the iron will basically cascade down into that chest first, and then it'll fill up those 2 chests, and then those 3 chests, and then those 3 chests. Because you see, if iron, like, for whatever reason, cascaded down here, it's immediately just going to keep cascading back down. So all the iron wants to flow in this direction, down there. And we got our lamps set up, so that's going to be kind of our silo. Those are going to be tiled, again, 32 times. So when you're in the room down there, you're going to be able to look up and see how much iron you have in your iron storage. Now, each one of those lights is going to represent kind of like the next, I don't know what the right math term is, but like that one's going to represent probably like 3 chests are full. That one's going to represent 6 chests are full. That light there is going to represent 10 chests are full. You get the idea. So if that light's on, all of these are full. And if that's the case, we're going to have to, trigger a shut-off system and stuff. So, yeah, this is the crazy system. Now, a lot of you guys are going to be screaming, Tango, hoppers, lag, you're insane. Maybe I am, but I'm pretty sure I did my homework on this, and hoppers cause a lot of lag when there's a ton of them, only when there's open air above them, not when they have an inventory above them. And it kind of makes sense, because if you have open air above them, it's got to constantly check, are there any entities to suck up? When there isn't, and there's just an inventory, an inventory item above them, it only has to wait for a block update, I think. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So I ran some tests and stuff, and I put in like 3,000 hoppers in the world, and it didn't really touch my frame rate because they all had inventories above them. So that's what we're going with. A little bit of tricky, with the comparators down here. I had to make it so that they wouldn't, so I could tile them without lighting up adjacent lights and stuff. So what's going to happen is this whole structure here is going to be lifted up 1 block, and it's going to kind of have a pattern going back and forth, which I'll show you when I get the next one in there adjacent to it. But I raised up the droppers as well, another 2 blocks, so we got pretty good height down there. So let me see what this looks like down here. I haven't even been down here yet. So yeah, you're going to come in here and you're going to see these lights strung across the whole thing. So you'll be able to see each individual slice what its storage is. Now, in theory, if I'm doing my job distributing the items correctly, which we'll get into in a bit, then these lights should all be lit up. You know, we shouldn't have like one lit up there and then its adjacent one lit up down there. They should all be even. But this way here, it'll at least let me tell you. It'll tell me if there's a problem with the system. That looks crazy. So now you can see why I needed all that extra space up there. So I think what I'm going to do is start planning out some of my redstone up there before I go through the massive effort of cloning these 31 more times. So let me think about what's next. Alright, I'm putting in the second slice of storage here, mostly because I gotta remember I can't shift click on chests. Now, mostly because I want to just make sure that's going to line up correctly. Basically, I'm actually kind of pleased how this works out, because wherever there's 2 chests, there's going to be 2 hoppers adjacent to it, and wherever there's 2 hoppers, there's going to be 2 chests. And that means I don't have to use trap chests to get tileable storage here. So, oh, I can't even jump. Oh, I'm hitting stone there. One there. Let's see. So yeah, it's pretty much simple pattern here. Wherever there's hoppers, put chests, and then just keep ping-ponging back and forth here and putting the hoppers into the side of the other chest, like so, like so. And then when you get here, these basically just form a ramp going up here. So that's the general thing. I did a little bit of different redstone here. Let me jump down there and show you how that works. Oh, missed. Get up there. Yeah, so this redstone, again, because I want it to work so that it's not, you know, so one row isn't going to light up the adjacent one. I had to, you know, modify the redstone a little bit. So this one is lifted, pulling off of there with a line of dust, and the block above lights that one, where the adjacent one, it was the block to the side that lit the lamp. So just a little change to the redstone. So let me finish this up, and then we'll get there and start some redstone. For those of you that do not like watching redstone, I do apologize, because this episode is going to have a lot of it for the remainder of it. I want to show how everything's going to work. There's a couple techniques that I think you guys might be able to grab a little pointer from here and there or something. And I just kind of want to show how it all works. So I added down here, I added the second slice, finished adding I should say, and you can see how they have like they're zigzagging. Like this one is one lower than that one, just so we can get the tiling in there. But it actually has some side benefits here. What this all is right here is my overflow protection. So the top chest in each slice here, what I want to do is monitor when that has more than just a few items in it. So I'm checking for a signal length 2 on a comparator coming out of all the top chests, and then just running those down into repeaters. So anytime any chest along the top has more than a signal length 2, means the entire silo is just about filled up. So we're going to power this, which will turn this whole light on here, this whole line on here, and I'll probably put a torch here. So if that torch goes off, that means it's time to stop trying to sort items into the system here, because we are full. Alright, so I just got word that somebody left a little something at my base. I don't know. I have no idea what it is. I'm guessing it's Graph, given that she's the one that dropped the hint. By the way, though, the Nether Hub is definitely approaching on the list of things to do, because we all absolutely hate this area. Ugly needs... We need another hub. That's coming, just to let you know. But let's go see... I have no idea what to expect here. Let's go see what they left, or what she left. I'm sure it's her. She likes to do these sorts of things. What do we got here? What do we got? I don't see anything yet. Anything up here? I've been chopping trees. No. What is it? What is it? Don't see anything. It's the edge of the volcano. That's not it, but that is something. She had a little sea monster out there, which is pretty cool. What is... Is it? Oh, it must be out front. Let me go check out front. Here we go. What did she do? Oh! No! Oh, that is great. Oh, I gotta go check this out. Give me an ender pearl here. That is great. I'm assuming that's a head of a golem. Yeah, it absolutely is. Oh, guts and brains just hanging out. That's nasty. Oh, brilliant. Nice job, Graph. Oh, this is a sign. What's it say? We knew what you did. Is there gonna be? Is this a hint at some kind of retaliation? I don't get it. Yeah, that is what I did. A lot of golems are dead. Oh, this is great. Let me check out all the sides here. I think I might leave this here for a while. Oh, I love the guts and the brains hanging out here. Perfect. Definitely worth the trip back. Thank you, Graph. Am I crazy? Because there's a little chance I might be overdoing it here. I don't know. You guys will tell me if I'm crazy, right? Because there's a lot of chests. Well, I just dropped my bow in one of these hoppers. I'm gonna have to go try and find that one there. That's a pretty nice bow too. I don't want to lose that. This is the weirdest project I think I have ever worked on. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's just weird. I am hitting a nice little groove here though, doing these layers here. I found a good way to do it. Just do it layer at a time, and you find a nice little rhythm. Insanity. And we are done with chests. Well, at least half the chest. This is only half of the storage. The other half is going to be over there still. Yeah, I'm going to do that between episodes so I don't bore you guys. So this is just great. I love this. This is just such a cool little pattern here and everything. I don't know. For whatever reason, this just makes me very happy. All right. That is the chest placement. Over here, we got, this is the item overflow protection, which I told you about. So the next thing we need to do now is, I guess, what I'm calling the distribution system. And this is, well, first of all, this is going to look familiar for those of you that have seen my synchronized furnace array tutorial. It's going to use the same principle for distributing the iron bars. So this is the input chest right here. And the item's going to come down here and flow down this line. You can see all these hoppers are pointing across. There's going to be, this line right here is going to be powered. So the hoppers below there are going to be basically locked, so the items will flow right across. And then we're going to have a little bit of redstone here. And what's going to happen is it's going to depower those hoppers down below for just a split second to pull one item down, basically, from these hoppers here. And when it does, those are going to go down and then obviously fall into the appropriate storage slice here. And then as soon as it's done pulling one down, this is going to lock again, and another 15 or whatever it is are going to slide down. So it's basically flow, shift, flow, shift. So I'm going to explain how this all works in just a second. I just need to do a little bit more redstone, a little bit over here, a little bit over here, some more over here, and some more over here. And now I will do my best to describe how this works really quick. So again, this is the item distribution system, which is going to split the items into evenly amongst these slices here. So right there, underneath this block, is the input hopper, where I'm going to be feeding the iron from the elevator that's going to pop up. Ignore all this stuff here. That's all the original Titan tutorial, just to keep the nether portal alive. So, ow. Let me hop back up here. Up here now, you'll see I have a comparator coming right off that input line. So when that reaches a signal length of 3, it's going to power this repeater here, which is going to come up here and essentially toggle this standard RS NOR latch. And when that happens, this line here is going to go off, which is going to depower all of this, this line of hoppers here. That's going to allow, it's also going to depower that block there on top of the input hopper, which is going to allow items to start funneling down here, blah, 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 until it gets down to here. When the first item gets into that end hopper, that comparator turns on, powers that dust, powers this repeater, which will basically relock this line again real quick. And one tick later, this torch is going to turn off, depower the repeater there, which is going to unpower the line of hoppers below it. So what that's going to do is allow items from that line to just flow straight down into the one below it. Now, as soon as one item goes, that being the only item that's right there, the entire process is going to reverse. So that's going to turn back off again, which is going to depower the top line and repower the second line. So that's how, yeah, we go bloop, suck one item down from each of those hoppers. Now the interesting part, if I can get back over here, is what turns this off now is, so that's why I like this distribution system, because it only allows items to flow through that for enough where we have a full batch. You know, it won't like let 3 items go through and then partially, you know, just send 3 down. It only will start letting items through if we have enough to do the whole line. So it does that by this torch right here. So that's going to turn on when we no longer have a signal length 3 coming from that, the input comparator, as well as this bottom line turns off, which represents the end of a cycle. In other words, it's saying, is the cycle done and do we not have enough to continue? Then turn that torch back on and toggle the RS NOR latch, which will relock this line here. Yeah, redstone on camera is dull. I know. Okay, we are running a little bit late on time here, so this is actually a pretty good spot for me to wrap things up for this episode. So in between now and next episode, I know this is very unlike me. You guys are probably scratching your head. Hey guys, get out of here. I don't want you around here. You guys are probably scratching your head right now. Did you see him flail? That was great.
Probably scratching your head right now.
I don't know why that amused me so much. Alright, so in between episodes, I'm going to do all of this, get the distribution system, everything I have over here, I'm going to repeat it over here, clean all this stuff up here because we got a mess, move all this temporary storage. I started moving some of it back there. I'll probably do the same. Yeah, we got lots to do. I'm going to... Whoa, kaboom. Rainstorm outside, I guess. We're going to have to build the 50-50 splitter, which is going to send half the iron to that side and half the iron to this side. We are going to have to build the item elevator. We're going to have to do the drop shaft right here, which is where the golems are going to fall. So we're going to have to redirect the golems kind of around all this, which should be interesting. But all in all, by the time we get there, we should be pretty close to wrapping things up. I'm going to make the whole inside look good, and we should be bulk crafting items like a boss. It's going to be good time. So, yeah, this thing is going to look pretty sick, pretty epic. I can't wait to finish it off. So, hey, you coming to join? You coming to check things out? Yeah? Alright, guys. Until next time, I will see you later.